and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a celebration because Taylor Swift has bought back her masters. She officially owns all of her albums. This is something we've obviously wanted for so long and something Taylor has wanted like her entire career. Her masters were taken from her back in 2019 and now she finally has them. Now with this comes the question, what is going to happen with the other two re-recordings? And this is basically what this video is going to talk about. So Taylor put out a letter when she revealed she had bought her masters, and in this letter she does address those final two re-recordings because right now we have 4 of them of the 6. So we have Fearless, Taylor's version that came out April 2021, Red, Taylor's version came out November 2021, Speak Now, Taylor's version came out July 2023, and then 1989 Taylor's version came out October 2023. Now, I think the fact that we didn't get one at all last year makes me think that this negotiation's been going on for quite a while now, and maybe that's why we haven't got the final kind of 2 before that she purchased her masters back. And but that's just like a little bit of a theory. Now, Taylor does specifically address what is going to happen with these albums in the letter, so I just kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit because I know a lot of people have been quite confused. I've seen some people who are quite upset that Taylor's bought back her masters as well, being like, what was the point of Taylor's version? I still want these final 2 re-recordings. And that is a completely fair point because obviously as fans we really enjoy these re-recordings because it's not just about the music. For us as fans, it's about going back to that original era, especially, you know, if you were there for that era and you grew up with it, or you never got to experience that era firsthand for the first time. Like, it's been great going back to these eras and just having these nice little throwbacks, and obviously then getting the vault tracks from it. And I think that's a big thing with these Taylor's versions was the vault tracks. And I know some people are like, well, why did she even bother with the Taylor's versions if she was just gonna, like, buy her masters? She didn't know if she was ever going to be able to buy her masters, and I think that's a big part of this. That's why she did those Taylor's versions, because she wanted to own masters for her work, even if it wasn't the originals, but now obviously she has all of them. Anyway, let's talk about the topic of this video, which is debut Taylor's version and rep Taylor's version. So in Taylor's letter, this is exactly what she says, and you can read it currently on taylorswift.com. If you're watching this in the future, it likely will have been removed. However, you we'll probably be able to find the letter online somewhere. So, this is what she said. I know, what about Rep TV? Full transparency, I haven't even re-recorded a quarter of it. The Reputation album was so specific to that time in my life, and I kept hitting a stopping point when I tried to remake it. All that defiance, that longing to be understood while feeling purposely misunderstood, that desperate hope, that shame-born snarl and mischief. To be perfectly honest, it's the one album in the first 6 that I thought couldn't be improved upon redoing it. Not the music, or photos, or videos. So I kept putting it off. There'll be a time, if you're into the idea, for the unreleased vault tracks from that album to hatch. I've already completely re-recorded my entire debut album, and I really love how it sounds now. Those 2 albums can still have their moments to re-emerge when the time is right, if that would be something you guys would be excited about. But if it happens, it won't be from a place of sadness and longing for what I wish I could have. It will be just a it will just be a celebration now. So, a lot of people have read this and thought she's not going to release a Reputation Taylor's version at all. Like, we're not getting the vault tracks, we're not getting anything. Other people think that we're getting a full form of Reputation Taylor's version like we have with the other Taylor's versions. And I think it's a mix between the 2. I don't think Rep TV is ever going to exist in the form the other Taylor's versions exist in. I don't think we're going to get new album artwork. I don't think we're going to get the re-recordings of those first... How many tracks are on Reputation? 15. I had to double check. I was like, is it 13? I don't think it is. We're not going to get those 15 tracks, I don't believe. Now, yes, we do know she's re-recorded Look What You Made Me Do. It was included in The Handmaid's Tale and The Wilderness TV show. We also know about Delicate Taylor's version. I think that was included maybe in The Summer I Turned Pretty. Maybe. But they do exist, so potentially we might get those ones. Maybe we'll get the singles and then the vault tracks, but honestly I don't see her re-releasing those, and I don't see her doing album artwork for it. I don't see her doing a new photo shoot because she literally says, I thought couldn't be improved upon redoing it, not the music or photos or videos. So I really don't see her redoing the photo shoot like she has done obviously with the other Taylor's versions that are no longer on the wall behind me, so let me just get a CD out for you. I don't see her making a full photo shoot like this for it. What I see happening is that she, maybe for the 10-year anniversary, which is obviously in 2026, potentially she release a deluxe version of Rep. Because you've got to think, with the original version of Reputation, we never got a deluxe version. Yes, we got the magazines, but they didn't have additional like songs like Taylor's other deluxe versions. So I could honestly see her using that original photo shoot, using that original like artwork and everything, the theme of it, all of that, to create this deluxe version, which would then have songs from the vault. But I don't think it would be Taylor's version in the same way, because I think the first 15 tracks from Ready For It down to New Year's Day will be the same. I don't think they'll be the re-recorded versions. Now obviously I could be wrong here, this is just my own interpretation of this. Taylor Swift does lots of wild and crazy things that we never thought she would be able to do, like be able to buy back her masters, so obviously things can change. I unfortunately do not have a time machine, so I don't know when things will change, but yeah, I just personally, when I read that letter, that is how I viewed it. The fact that she specifically says there will be a time for the unreleased vault tracks from the album to hatch, and then she also then goes on to say about the entire debut album being completed and she loves the way it sounds, whereas with Reputation she didn't think she can improve the way it sounds, you know, trying to go back to that place, because a lot of people I think are taking it as she was in a romantic relationship at that time. It's difficult to re-experience that, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's the trauma of what she went through with the whole like Snakegate and people trying to cancel her back in 2016. I imagine that's kind of the difficult part to recreate, because with love songs, you know, you can always have different muses for it. Like she was able to sing Lover with so much love, you know, towards the later parts of the Eras Tour dates. I think there are ways to revisit all love songs and that be okay, but revisiting those really, really hard ones I think can be difficult, and I think the fact she specifically said that she doesn't think she can improve on it just makes me think she would do it. But obviously, again, I could be wrong. What I see happening though is her doing that deluxe version where it would have the vaults, but then maybe some other exciting things in there as well, some little like fun stuff for the fans, so we can go back to that era. I think when people read the bit about her saying those albums can re-emerge, what I took that as is that the eras will re-emerge. That yes, debut Taylor's version I think will come out because it's already re-recorded, but I think with Rep, because she said it's not even fully re-recorded, what's the point now of going back to the studio to re-record that when she doesn't think she can make it any better? She already owns her masters. She doesn't need to re-record it so she can own the masters for Reputation. So I just think that she means sort of like that album can still be celebrated, because you can still celebrate an album without there being a Taylor's version of it, you know, with a re-release, you know, with a repressing of a vinyl or anything like that. Like I really do think we will revisit the Reputation era, but I don't think it will be like we've revisited the other eras, because I think it will be sort of a collector's deluxe sort of edition rather than that full thing, because I think it's going to be that original photo shoot, that original songs. But yeah, let me know what you think about this, because obviously I could be completely wrong and misinterpreted it, because some people on TikTok really wanted to let me know how wrong I was, which was lovely, but this is just how I kind of view it. And ultimately, I understand that people are sad that we may not get Reputation Taylor's version, I get it, but in the long run, this is what Taylor wanted, you know, she wanted to own the masters of her work. Like, you think she has her handwriting on like the 1989 cover, you know, she's got her handwriting in the Reputation magazines. These are photos of her music videos she's worked so hard on, and that was all taken away from her, and she has tried desperately to get these back, and I think it's fantastic she's got them back. And I think this is a time for celebration rather than a time of mourning what Reputation Taylor's version could have been, because I don't think we're never going to look at those albums again. I think we will look back at them and we will revisit that era, and I'm excited for that. And I really think now she owns the masters for all of these old albums, I think we'll revisit the old merch. That's why I've worn some old Reputation merch for this, because I've actually not worn this in maybe a couple of years now, but this is original Rep merch for the Rep era. I think now she owns those photo shoots, she owns everything about it, she can re-release those, she can re-release old merch, she can make new merch with those photo shoots. Like with the Taylor's version one, she was using the tour photos, she wasn't using album artwork in the same way that she would have done if she could own it, and now she does own it. So I think it's pretty exciting. I think the opportunities of what could come from this, I think, are what we as fans should be celebrating right now. You know, celebrating Taylor finally getting something that's so important to her. And you can really see in this letter how passionate she is about this, and all the letters she's given us as fans throughout this re-recording process. You can see how much this actually means to her. And I think as a fan, it's fantastic. And I think it's something we should be celebrating rather than mourning the loss of an album that I think eventually we will revisit in some shape or form. Now, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think about Taylor getting her masters back. Obviously, I just think it's something so great. So I just kind of wanted to address kind of the Rep TV things, because I know that's a big question on a lot of people's minds. And this is basically how I viewed this. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you like this video. If you want to see more Taylor Swift videos, please make sure to like and subscribe. I do lots of them. And obviously I do lots of Taylor Swift vinyl videos, so if there are repressings potentially of any of the 6 original albums, you know I'll make unboxing videos for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've liked it. Make sure to check out my other Taylor Swift videos. And as always, have a great day.